Success on the Certified Chief Information Security Officer exam requires more than theoretical preparation. It demands strategic execution on exam day. Even the most experienced professionals can lose focus under pressure, making readiness an essential factor in achieving certification. The exam's rigor reflects the responsibilities of a real CISO, making sound decisions under time constraints, managing stress, and maintaining composure through complexity. Effective exam day preparation ensures that mental energy is spent analyzing questions, not managing logistics. When candidates arrive confident, organized, and familiar with the testing environment, they maximize their performance and demonstrate the discipline that defines executive leadership. Pre-exam preparation begins long before a candidate enters the testing center. Arriving early allows time to adjust to the environment and handle any unforeseen issues such as traffic, parking, or registration delays. All required identification, confirmation emails, and voucher codes should be verified at least a day in advance to prevent last-minute panic. EC Council's testing centers enforce strict security protocols, so familiarity with the requirements, no personal electronics, no notes, no interruptions, helps candidates approach check-in smoothly. Before entering the exam room, mental readiness is equally important. Brief visualization or breathing exercises can calm nerves and set the stage for sustained concentration. Once seated, understanding and managing the testing environment can make a critical difference. Candidates should expect active monitoring by proctors and strict adherence to exam integrity standards. While this level of oversight may feel formal, it ensures fairness across all test takers worldwide. Tools such as scratch paper or digital noteboards, when provided, are valuable for mapping out logic during scenario-based questions. Maintaining composure within an unfamiliar environment is essential. Distractions, from environmental noises to other candidates, must be ignored. Effective test takers focus exclusively on the screen and their pacing strategy, conserving mental energy for analysis rather than reaction. Time management is the defining skill of exam success. With 150 multiple-choice questions to complete in 2.5 hours, candidates must maintain a deliberate rhythm, roughly 1 minute per question. This pace requires balance. Spending too much time on early items can create unnecessary pressure later, while rushing sacrifices accuracy. Flagging complex questions for later review is a smart tactic, allowing momentum to continue without losing track of challenging topics. Executives know that progress under pressure matters as much as precision. The same principle applies here. Steady, consistent movement through the exam prevents panic and preserves clarity for the final stretch. Scenario-based questions represent some of the exam's most challenging material. These items test executive reasoning, often blending elements of governance, risk, compliance, and leadership into a single scenario. The key is to identify key words that point to the decision-making lens expected of a CISO. Terms such as most appropriate, best aligns, or executive response. Candidates should approach these questions as leadership exercises rather than technical puzzles. Overthinking can derail progress, especially when multiple answers appear correct. The correct response will usually reflect alignment with governance principles and business priorities, not technical minutiae. Elimination techniques remain one of the most practical tools for narrowing options under pressure. When uncertain, candidates should first remove any choices that clearly contradict security best practices or violate compliance frameworks. From there, focus shifts to weighing the remaining plausible options against organizational alignment and strategic reasoning. Often, the right answer isn't about what is technically possible, but what is professionally responsible. Practicing this skill before exam day trains the mind to recognize patterns quickly and make confident decisions. In executive testing, as in leadership, precision often comes from knowing what to discard rather than what to add. Balancing confidence and doubt is one of the most delicate aspects of the CISO exam. Experienced professionals often struggle between trusting their instincts and overanalyzing every choice. The best approach is to rely on your initial reasoning when it aligns with established governance or risk principles. If an answer feels correct based on knowledge and logic, it probably is. Second-guessing can erode time and confidence. However, if new insight emerges later during the exam, revisiting flagged questions is appropriate. Marking uncertain items ensures that energy is directed toward progress, not perfection. A steady, composed mindset is more effective than a flawless but rushed one. Endurance plays a large role in maintaining focus during the 2.5-hour testing session. Candidates should plan micro-strategies for managing stress and attention. When permitted, short mental breaks, brief moments to close the eyes, take a slow breath, or stretch can refresh concentration without disrupting momentum. Controlled breathing stabilizes heart rate, while small visual resets reduce cognitive fatigue. Regular mental check-ins help maintain situational awareness. Am I pacing effectively? Am I reading every question carefully? These internal questions guide self-regulation. Treating the exam like an executive meeting, structured, deliberate, and time-bound, helps sustain energy through the final question. Using breaks strategically also preserves emotional balance. The CCISO exam tests judgment under pressure, so composure is essential. If frustration builds after encountering several difficult questions, taking a brief pause to reset can prevent a spiral of self-doubt. Candidates must remember that every question carries equal weight. No single problem should define the session's outcome. Emotional control is as critical as intellectual readiness, echoing how real CISOs must remain steady during crisis management. Cultivating calm through breathing or quiet focus is not just a test tactic, it mirrors executive temperament in high-stakes decision environments. Establishing time checkpoints is a simple but effective pacing method. Dividing the exam into thirds, roughly 50 questions per segment, creates measurable milestones. After each segment, candidates should evaluate their progress. Are they ahead, behind, or on target? If pacing falls behind, small adjustments such as reducing rereads or deferring flagged questions can recover valuable minutes. Saving the final 5 to 10 minutes for reviewing marked items ensures thoroughness without panic. These checkpoints transform the 2.5-hour session from a long endurance test into a sequence of achievable goals, maintaining motivation and reducing perceived pressure. Physical readiness supports mental clarity on exam day. Proper sleep the night before is the most effective cognitive enhancer available. Fatigue impairs comprehension, memory, and judgment, 3 pillars of success in an executive-level exam. Nutrition also plays a vital role. A balanced meal containing protein and complex carbohydrates helps sustain energy without causing spikes or crashes. Candidates should avoid excessive caffeine or sugar, which can heighten anxiety or reduce focus. Hydration should be moderate to maintain comfort throughout the test duration. By treating the exam as both a mental and physical performance, candidates prepare their bodies to support their minds. Managing mental blocks is another essential skill during the CISO exam. Everyone encounters moments of uncertainty or temporary confusion. The key is to recognize when to move on. Dwelling too long on one question can drain valuable minutes and increase stress. Marking the question for later review keeps momentum intact. Returning with a fresh perspective often makes the correct answer more apparent. Relaxation techniques, steady breathing, posture adjustment, or simple visualization can interrupt the stress response that clouds thinking. Success on exam day doesn't require perfection. It requires adaptability and confidence in one's preparation. True leadership under pressure is the ability to recover quickly and stay composed. Navigating EC Council's security protocols is part of the professional responsibility that comes with the CCISO credential. Every candidate must sign and adhere to the non-disclosure agreement before beginning the test, affirming that exam content will remain confidential. This commitment upholds the integrity of the certification and protects the value of every credential holder worldwide. Candidates should also be prepared for strict security measures. No personal devices, reference materials, or communication with others is permitted once inside the testing area. Following proctor instructions precisely avoids misunderstandings and ensures a seamless experience. Compliance is not simply procedural, it's a reflection of ethics and respect for professional standards, both central to the CISO role. Approaching the exam with a constructive mindset is equally important. Rather than viewing the test as an adversarial challenge, candidates should see it as an opportunity to validate their executive judgment and demonstrate mastery. Every question represents a scenario they may already have encountered in their careers. Handling risk trade-offs, managing governance structures, or responding to incidents with composure. By treating the exam as a simulation of real-world leadership, candidates transform anxiety into focus. This perspective shift aligns with how successful CISOs handle stress, by framing every challenge as a problem to solve rather than a threat to overcome. The post-exam period offers valuable insight regardless of the outcome. Many candidates receive immediate results, while others may receive official confirmation shortly after. For those who pass, it's a moment to celebrate achievement and prepare for credential maintenance through continuing education credits. For those who do not, the result becomes a learning opportunity. eConsul's retake policies ensure that committed professionals can attempt the exam again after refining their preparation. Reflecting on performance, identifying weak domains, and adjusting study methods transforms disappointment into growth. The process mirrors executive development itself: resilience, reflection, and continuous improvement. Awareness of common exam day mistakes helps candidates prevent avoidable errors. Spending too much time on early, difficult questions can sabotage pacing and create unnecessary time pressure later. Misreading instructions or skipping critical keywords often leads to incorrect answers, even when knowledge is sound. Letting stress dictate behavior, rushing, panicking, or abandoning pacing plans can undermine performance more than knowledge gaps. Conversely, overconfidence can cause candidates to skim questions or dismiss subtle distinctions in wording. Effective leaders balance self-assurance with humility, acknowledging that disciplined attention often outperforms raw expertise. In the exam environment, awareness of these pitfalls is itself a mark of maturity. Mental conditioning before exam day builds confidence and focus. Candidates who practice under timed conditions replicate the stress of the real test and refine their pacing instincts. Visualization exercises, imagining calm, focused engagement with the exam, train the brain to associate the testing environment with control rather than anxiety. Positive self-talk, such as reframing nerves as readiness, helps maintain composure during difficult moments. Just as CISOs prepare their organizations through simulations and tabletop exercises, candidates prepare their minds through rehearsal. These techniques ensure that the day of the exam feels familiar, structured, and within one's control. Ultimately, success on the CCISO exam stems from the ability to merge discipline with composure. Time management, ethical awareness, and emotional steadiness combine to create peak performance. Candidates who treat the exam as a leadership exercise rather than a technical quiz display the judgment CCISO aims to certify. Whether reading a complex scenario, managing fatigue, or balancing confidence with caution, the key is consistency. The habits developed through exam preparation, planning, resilience, and measured response are the same skills that define effective CISOs in the real world. The exam becomes not just a test of knowledge, but a reflection of professional readiness. A successful CCISO candidate approaches exam day with the same strategic planning mindset used in executive operations. Each decision, from what to eat in the morning to when to leave for the test center, affects performance outcomes. Establishing a structured routine prevents distractions and conserves focus for the tasks that truly matter. Reviewing the testing schedule, verifying travel plans, and preparing all materials the night before transforms anxiety into control. This deliberate approach reinforces the CISO's central skill, anticipation. By anticipating challenges and minimizing surprises, candidates create the mental space required to perform at their best under exam conditions. After the exam, reflection becomes a powerful tool for professional growth. Whether the candidate passes or not, evaluating how preparation, pacing, and stress management performed in practice provides valuable insight. Those who succeed can refine their strategies for future certifications or leadership challenges, while those who fall short can target weaknesses for improvement. The CCISO program is designed to develop more than technical mastery. It cultivates executive resilience. Reflective review mirrors post-incident analysis in the workplace, where learning from experience turns setbacks into progress and strengthens future performance. Common pitfalls can easily be avoided through awareness and discipline. Candidates who fail to manage time effectively often do so because they linger too long on uncertain answers or rush through easy ones without verification. Misreading key terms, such as best, most likely, or primary, can lead to avoidable errors. Emotional fatigue, often caused by skipped meals, poor rest, or excessive caffeine, can cloud decision-making late in the test. The solution lies in balance, pacing the mind, body, and emotions with the same care given to pacing the exam. The candidates who maintain rhythm and composure consistently outperform those who rely solely on raw knowledge. Mental conditioning does not end when the studying stops. Visualizing success the night before the exam sets a positive tone for the following day. Candidates should focus on calm, steady breathing and the image of confidently navigating each question. This practice replaces anxiety with familiarity, reducing the fight-or-flight response triggered by pressure. Just as an executive rehearses a presentation to a board of directors, a candidate rehearses their mindset for the testing room. Positive affirmation, self-awareness, and emotional regulation are learned skills, and on exam day, they become decisive advantages. As the final strategic reminder, candidates should remember that the CCISO exam measures not only what they know, but how they think. It rewards structured reasoning, ethical clarity, and composure under pressure, the very traits that distinguish an executive leader from a technician. Effective time management ensures that every question receives due attention, while resilience transforms uncertainty into determination. The exam's design mirrors the reality of executive life. Success depends on preparation, adaptability, and focus even when outcomes remain uncertain. Those who embody these qualities during testing demonstrate they are ready to lead at the highest level. In conclusion, CCISO exam day readiness combines environment, pacing, and mindset into a unified strategy for success. Candidates who arrive well-rested, organized, and mentally prepared bring the confidence needed to perform under pressure. Time management transforms the challenge into a sequence of manageable decisions, while composure turns stress into focus. With the right balance of preparation and self-control, the exam becomes less an obstacle and more a validation of leadership potential. The habits practiced in those 2.5 hours, discipline, resilience, and clarity, are the same principles that sustain a CISO throughout their career, defining not just test performance, but professional excellence.